I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism.
Typical, typical.
Okay, those words of idiocy were brought to you by the new head coach of the New England Patriots, Mr. Jerod Mayo, Sr., who took over for Bill Belichick, the legendary coach who won numerous Super Bowls at New England with Tom Brady. Well, this guy, in this press conference, said something that I just have to react to. I've already seen it, but I'm going to respond to it because it's so utterly ridiculous. Let's talk about this. Here he is at a press conference here, and he says here how he does not, he does see color, and here's what he says.
I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white.
Okay, let's just stop there. Okay. So, what's coming down right now in the black community, really with victimization anyway, because it comes down to your identity as a person. And what people like this guy and many, many others are taught when they're first out of the womb, practically, is that you're a victim. You are not going to amount to anything at the level of someone else. You can come close, but if they have fairer skin, you're never going to be quite as good as them. So you're always going to be a victim. Even if you are a multi-billionaire, you still have to worry about that situation of being oppressed. That's the mentality. And when you have a lens, when you look at the world through, where everything is racist, everything is painted as racist, then nothing that anyone says to you is going to change your opinion of that. And so everything you look at going forward has to come through that lens. And you make excuses, you fall for narratives, you look at conspiracies, you believe anything that verifies what you predetermined have thought. And this guy here is a prime example of that. Here he is, the coach of the New England Patriots, who, again, is probably the premier franchise in all of football. Let's keep going.
Disabled person. I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, no, I want you.
Now, I don't know what make the spot hot means. Comment below, let me know what that means.
You to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow.
So basically what you want to say is you want to be condescending to someone else and say, hey, oh, I see you in a wheelchair. Oh, I see you're brown. Oh, I see you're X. Oh, I see you're Z. Oh, so I'm going to treat you based on my predetermined notion of how I should treat you based on the hierarchical level of oppression. People call it sometimes the Oppression Olympics, which means whoever's at the top, they're the most privileged. Someday it's brown, someday it will be someone else or someone else. And sometimes you have a situation where those two are competing with each other, and then you have a real battle of who is the most oppressed. And we see what's happening right now with the Democrat Party. They're having some serious issues in two categories. That would be the leftist people on the side of Israel and the leftist people on the side of so-called Palestine. Those two groups are at war with each other right now. And you have blacks and everyone else with common sense in the Democrat Party and people who are for open borders and allowing a mass migration coming to our country and taking up our resources and literally oppressing people who have been here for decades. And they aren't even supposed to be here. But this guy here, he looks at color because he says, you know what, I see this, and based on my own preconceived notion, the glasses that I look at through the lens of racism, that's what I'm going to make my determination for. I'm going to show prejudice. I'm going to show my own so-called awareness of the situation and project that on someone else, even though they may not even want that or the help or anything, the pity or whatever. Just leave us alone and just stay away from us, okay? We don't need your help. Let's finish this up.
It really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix the problem that we all
Fix what problem?
know we have.
Fix Fix what problem that we know we have. I wish someone would say, hey, dude, Mr. Mayo, what are the problems we have when it comes to racism? Please articulate them and let's give some documented evidence of that. But he won't do that because there isn't really any. There's not one thing that black people can do that white people cannot do in this country. And anything that you may say is so-called systemic, I would point at the Liberal Party, the Democrat Party, for bringing us stuff like redlining, for bringing us stuff like the war on poverty, for bringing us stuff like the welfare clause and say, hey, you know what? Take the father out of the home and now you can get more money for your kids, that kind of stuff. So, and the crime bill, don't forget that, Mr. Biden. So all these things that they so-called claim are systemically racist, well, guess what? Who is responsible for that? It is Democrats, and I guarantee you this guy probably voted for Democrats. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will be curious to know. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends. We're reaching 100,000 subscribers, really exciting, and so by all means, jump on board. We're trying to destroy the woke narrative. I'll see you in the next video.